What's up my friends, it's Ren. In this video, I wanted to share my experience with the latest show that aired, and that, you might know, would be ZA-100. I watched the first episode of ZA-100, which was different from what I expected. What happened was we met our MC, Akira, who's full of hopes, dreams, and ambition, and landed his dream job. Met his co-workers and senpai! Got to go on free dinner, got to eat free dinner, got to get free drinks, free beer. Man, I want beer. And on the cherry on top, he met this cute girl. The atmosphere of the company seemed lively and welcoming. Akira was fired up and ready to work hard and earnestly. And now, I'm wondering, hey, where the zombies at? Well, that comes later. Up until later in the show, where everything became dark, the office life, the scene where the music stopped and the employees switched from being friendly to, "Alright, you old pieces of shit, let's get back to the office!" The shock on Akira's face was the face of, what the fuck? What the fuck did you get myself into? He doesn't even get to go home after 2 whole days and work. The episodes show the dark side of reality. My boy Akira got overworked and has worked for 200 hours of overtime. God damn boy, go to sleep. And it's unfortunate. There are companies that do this. His boss yells at him for annoying him? Asking him every single question that he doesn't know about. He walked home to his bed immediately, collapsed in exhaustion. His dream job turned out to be hell. But then, Akira didn't give in to the overwhelmingness and told himself that this is nothing. Get used to it. I'm sure we can all relate to this, that we all experience with being overwhelmed by our first job, but you convince yourself to snap out of it and keep going. Akira, I'm with you, man. He keeps pushing forward. And the only person who kept him sane was Otori, his senpai, and his crush. Then their boss called Otori over for a chat. And then, when the door closed, his boss is fucking his crush. Ooh, that must have hurt. That must have hurt. Is this Pornhub? Bruh, it infuriated me that he let those people talk down to him like that and treat him like shit. Bro, that got me heated. I gotta smack his boss's face and then shove his fucking... It does not feel good to get yelled at for doing things that they told you to do. If it were me, bro, I would quit that job. But that being said, what separated this show from other animes was that it's not about a shonen character who's an average person and gets a power up or be killed or live as a subordinate. The show and animation captures the realness of having a normal job that's not what you expected, then feeling overwhelmed by the unknown in a undesirable job. I want to quit. I don't want to be here. I am repelled from this job, but I have to. This is what life is. Getting a job, getting paid, paying the bills, and tolerating the conditions. You're a big boy now, right? It's not surprising to hear those types of stories, but again, it's a big reminder that reality, especially working in a undesirable job that I'm sure you also know what it's like. Watching the episode reminded me of my first job at a restaurant, and the sinking feeling of working in an undesirable job was overwhelming. However, like Akira, I told myself, this is nothing. This is nothing. This is what it means to have a job. Suck it up. Those words I knew too well. This was a grim moment and hard to watch, as Akira works for a company that doesn't give a shit about him. Seeing him walk home with a tired look, tired of being overworked, the verbal abuse from his boss, and the scene where he wanted to jump on the train tracks.
Oh, これ邪魔だな。明日会社行かなくて済むのに。
But couldn't. He was in a state of depression. I can't speak for everyone, but what I would say is that working in an undesirable job and the words flooding in your head saying you have to work, it felt like shit. He sees the world in monochromatic colors. There are no exciting colors. There's no life. Only black and white. Meaning that his world was colorless. No color represents his depression and see no value of life. There's no life, no enjoyment. Off topic, but let's think about this in Akira's perspective. Working in an undesirable job, experiencing verbal abuse to any degree. This is his reality. But what if something happens? That would mean he can quit his job from like a zombie apocalypse. 3 years later, he's still working for the same job. The scene where Akira goes back to check his landlord and finds a zombie. There's some color. And then he runs, found more zombies. He runs for his life. He runs and opens the door, runs out. The music stopped, and it's all complete silence. While the wind blows, there's colors of a plane crashing. There's zombies on the streets. He realizes that this is actually happening. And this scene right here sparks the biggest smile on my face when he says, starting today, I don't have to go to work anymore. I'm free. There's some color. Things that he didn't take notice, that the world was full of colors. Blue skies, green trees, bright red blood. Yo, get that checked out, man.
今日から会社行かなくてもいいんじゃね?
He's smiling again. There's life in him as he is chased by zombies. What an unexpected way to approach the zombie apocalypse. Smiling in the zombie apocalypse. It's just maddening. This feels so new. Main character that's happy that there's a zombie apocalypse. This show completely went above my expectations. What an unexpected way to take in the zombie apocalypse. And then he says, now then, what to do today? What to do today? He started to audit to himself of things that he always wanted to do. And watching him sinking in the feeling of, now I can finally get to do what I want. Starting right now. That hit me with the current state of my situation. Even though it's not as bad as Akira's, it's still more or less, to an extent, agonizing and loathing. When I was a kid, there were things that I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. Deep down, I knew what I wanted to be as a kid. I never wanted to work in a restaurant or any undesirable job. I never wanted to be a lawyer, a cook, or an accountant. However, my core desire was that for such a long time, I wanted to be a YouTuber. Like the YouTubers that I admire. DanTDM, StanbyCat, PewDiePie! Yay! See Dog VA, Giguk, Joey, the anime man. Jim Zing, he's the real one. But of course, growing up, life happens, and you start to forget what you wanted or who you wanted to be. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't go after what you want. And I can completely empathize with people who don't feel like they have any power or control over their lives, because it's easy to blame someone for something and not to take action on the things that you really want. Why? Because it's easy. What? Are we gonna blame people for the bad things while we're doing good? It's hard, man. Do you get that? Trying to do the good things is hard. You feel hopelessness. You feel there is no meaning to life. The reason why you don't want to quit your job is because of obligation, that you're afraid of being seen as a bad guy, seen as a bad person by people who they don't care about you. Think about that. You're caring about people who don't give a fuck about you. But then again, navigate your life with clarity and think very carefully about your decision. Of course, obviously. But it's comfortable. And it's not easy to just overcome and chase after your dreams when you... Let's get back on track. Is focus on what you can control. Because, think about it. You're in control of your future. You can go after what you want, but of course, be smart about it. More of the story, Zone 100 is the reminder that I needed in my life. This scene was significant when we see Akira buys a notebook, and then he writes down 100 things he wants to do before becoming a zombie. It was a wholesome reminder for me to do the things that I always wanted to do, which was, you know, become a YouTuber. Man, the first episode was mesmerizing. The animation, by far, was clean AF. Since this show is about you can die now or die in 60 years, it's your choice. You're going to die anyway. Why be afraid? Take some risk, and you'll be happy you did so. This is the longest video I have ever made, so, oh god, this is gonna be such a pain editing. Oh well, I love this. I love Zone 100. Man, that opening slaps like hell. Just wanna dance. Just wanna dance. You don't see me dancing. Oh, don't see me dancing. Stop that. Stop. I hope you take knowledge from this video. If this is your first time here, definitely won't be your last. Make sure you hit the murder and smash the subscribe buttons. And this is RTTV out. Peace.